We begin this morning honoring the lives of the brave men and women who sacrificed their own. First responders, firefighters, and other Nashville officials gathered this morning outside the Schermerhorn Symphony Center to honor those killed in the 9/11 terror attacks. Each first responder who was lost was remembered by the toll of a bell. On this day in 2001, 343 firefighters, 60 police officers, and 8 emergency medical technicians lost their lives when responding to the World Trade Center. In all, nearly 3,000 people were killed in the attack 17 years ago today. Meg Oliver shows us how families are coming together to remember at services in New York, Virginia, and Pennsylvania this morning.
The nation paused in a moment of silence to mark the 17th anniversary of September 11th, the worst terrorist attack on the United States. In New York, victims' family members placed flowers at the Memorial Plaza in Lower Manhattan.
And to my late wife, Jennifer Lynn Howley.
Many fought back tears while remembering their loved ones killed when hijacked planes struck the Twin Towers.
17 years later, how are you reflecting on 9/11?
Yes, it's still very raw. It's very sad.
Out of the first responders who raced to Ground Zero to help, more than 350 have died from 9/11 related illnesses, and more than 7,500 have been diagnosed with cancer.
President Trump participated in a commemoration ceremony for the victims of Flight 93 in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. He says the country must never forget.
This memorial is now a message to the world. America will never, ever submit to tyranny.
Survivors and family members laid a wreath at the memorial site in Arlington, Virginia. 184 people died when a hijacked plane slammed into the Pentagon.
We mourn with those who mourn and grieve with those who grieve. But we do not grieve like those who have no hope.
Officials say nearly $4 billion has been set aside to help those who became sick or died due to the collapse of the Twin Towers. Meg Oliver, CBS News, New York.
And closer to home, a butterfly release is being held at 3:30 at Charlie Daniels Park in Mount Juliet. And in Clarksville, a remembrance ceremony will begin at 6 p.m. at the fire station on Main Street. We'll have more details on local 9/11 events on our website at newschannel5.com. Law enforcement worked through the night to try and find a teenager who is still on the run. Darius Calicut is 16 years old and escaped around 1 o'clock this morning from the TrueCore Juvenile Detention Facility on Stewart's Ferry Pike. Calicut's aggravated assault charges are out of Memphis. He was last seen in a white t-shirt and blue jogging pants. More than 1 million people are under evacuation orders ahead of Hurricane Florence. The Category 4 storm is on track to get even stronger as it moves into warmer waters closer to the East Coast. South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, and Maryland are all under a state of emergency. It's possible Florence will become one of the most catastrophic hurricanes to hit the area in decades. The storm surge may be as high as 10 feet or more, but as the rain bands linger inland, emergency officials are bracing for major flash flooding. It was a role I was proud to pass on to my colleague, and for the 6th year in a row, News Channel 5 brought home the Cow Milking Championship trophy at the Tennessee State Fair. Trust me, it's a lot harder than it looks. Of course, Angel the cow played the biggest role, as did Carrie Sharp's milking partner, Representative Andy Holt. Agriculture is the top industry in the state, and for dairy farmers, the job is getting harder every year.
We have trouble with milk prices, feed prices rising, anything that you can think of, it's pretty much has to do with a dairy farm.
Now, to help our farmers, make sure you look for the Made in Tennessee sticker on your milk at the grocery store. The Tennessee State Fair will run through Sunday.